Hi guys, TheF2PMaster's here with my 30-second review. Today I'll be reviewing the Garena version of Blackshot. Now mind you, Blackshot has two versions by two different publishers. The Garena version by Garena and the Outspark version by Outspark. The Garena version is essentially an international version that is hosted in Malaysia, and there's like a few Asian servers, and then you have this one big server called other locations. So as you'll probably guess, there's a lot of problem with lag and connection, all that stuff. But let's start from the graphics. The graphics in Blackshot are pretty good actually. They're pretty pleasing to the eyes, and the deaths and everything like that are particularly bloody. It's kind of like what's it called? It's kind of like how you'll find in Operation 7 with all the blood on your arms and gun and everything like that. But to a little bit more believable, well, not believable, but just a little bit more than that. For the most part, the game looks pretty good. I found that 2 out of the 4 character models you can pick to play as looked pretty bad. One of the 2 that I didn't like was this like fat girl, and the other one was this gay-looking kid. But then you have a regular-looking girl and this badass-looking guy who kind of reminds me of Snake Solid from the Metal Gear series, which is awesome. So, anyways, there are no physics here, and ragdoll physics, but grenade physics are pretty well done. Sounds here are also pretty realistic and believable, and you'll be pretty immersed by all the sounds that are playing in the background. You've got this like radio chatter in the background of your fighting, and it really makes you think like you're in this hot war zone type deal. Very it adds a lot to the whole feel of the game. Now the gameplay here is essentially the same, but the way the guns all work and feel just a lot better, and the whole feeling of you are actually shooting somebody is reinforced with the insane amount of blood that spurts out of them that you could even see from a very long distance. Every weapon feels like it'll just rip your enemy to shreds, and that's excellent in any shooter. The gun balance for the most part is okay. I haven't really been taken down by anybody because of superpower weapons. I have been taken down by enemies because of something else, however. The biggest issue in Garena Blackshot, is the lag. I've gotten quite some bullet lag and quite a lot of lag in all other parts. So, like, if I would be standing behind a wall and someone would shoot me before I got to the wall or something, and it'd all just get messed up, and I'd be shot even when I'm not being shot. You know, it's bullet lag. What do you want? And this is the biggest issue. I have played Garena Blackshot before, and I have seen hackers playing a game of Capture the Flag where they, like, just ran through the walls and stuff like that and just started, you know, capturing flags left and right without really having much of a challenge. But I haven't seen too many hackers in this second playthrough. Just keep your eyes peeled, because they might persist. Now, the one thing that makes Blackshot special when compared to every other free-to-play shooter out there, is this co-op mode called Bunker Defense, where you and up to 4 other players are holed up for about 8 minutes or so, and are just blowing the living shit out of all these, like, terrorists and stuff. And, like, it's crazy. You'll be and even though it's piss easy to do all of it, it's just very fun to do. You know, you'll be killing terrorists left and right without really breaking a sweat. Although when they do kind of gang up on you, it does tend to get a little bit difficult. Nothing too hard. I beat the game by myself. Regardless with the issue of the easiness here, it's still just a hell of a lot of fun to blow away a bunch of terrorists. And you also have to be careful because there are special terrorists that will try and blow up your bunker, and they run pretty fast. And whenever they come by, you hear them shouting, and when they do hit, like the screen will shake a little bit. You'll get this kind of all this dramatic stuff going on. It's quite fun. But there's only one map for this game type, and it does tend to get a bit repetitive at times, but it's still hell fun. All in all, Garena Blackshot suffers from insane issues. However, if it's insane lag issues. However, if it's any indication on how awesome the Outspark version will be, I'm pretty excited. Garena Blackshot gets a 2 out of 5, and I'm hoping that the Outspark version addresses all the networking issues. Have a good day. See you on the battlefield.